I wasn't always good at Apex. I used to log on, load in, and die. I trained my aim, my movement, and my positioning, and it never seemed to make a difference. So what's the secret to never dying? How do the best players in the world always manage to win even when they're losing? The secret is easier than you think, and today, that is what we will be covering. How to always win when you are always losing.
I'm just done. I can't take it anymore. Can't take it anymore. What do I have to do to get better? Can't face. Alright, this may or may not work, we'll see. Wingman is... Most people can't win their 1v2s, their 1v3s, and a lot of time they can't even win their 1v1s. Not because their aim sucks, or their mechanical skills like wall jumping and tap strafing and super gliding aren't good. But the main reason why they're not able to win these fights easily and consistently is because there's so many variables that you can't control and that you can't change. For instance, you can't help it if someone hits a nasty headshot on you. Maybe they just got really lucky, or maybe they are an insane player. You can't control that. But what you can control is not being stuck in a situation that you're not comfortable in. You always have the option to back away from really bad fights. No different than when you're winning a gunfight and you start pissing on someone, sometimes they choose to back away from you. And with that backing away, they get away from you, they create a situation where they can reset, get their health back, and now that the fight is fair again, they choose to come push you, and they eventually get a break on you. You choose not to leave, they push you, and they win that fight. A lot of the time, people are losing fights because they choose not to back away. What we're going to be working on today is we are going to be focusing on building fundamental skills and building muscle memory as to backing away from these really bad fights. And we're going to be doing this in the range. From there, if you want, you can always obviously take this into pubs, duos or trios, mixtapes, or even, go practice in rank. That's going to be a real challenge for you. I would encourage you to give that a shot every now and then. And what we're going to be doing today in the range is we are going to be having a controlled practice experience. We're going to set the difficulty to whatever we're comfortable with, and then we are going to practice within that difficulty. What we're also going to be doing is we are going to be taking fights with hordes of incoming dummies and practicing not dying. And the way that we're going to practice this is by backing away out of these gunfights. Now, there are going to be a lot of things that we're going to do here that's going to make this feel almost impossible. What we're going to start off with is grabbing whatever two guns that you want to practice with. Today, I'm going to be working with the R99 Peacekeeper. We are going to make sure that we don't put on any attachments. On top of that, ALCs go into our target compensation. This is your aim assist. We're going to turn this off. You don't have to, but it's an option. Now that my aim assist is off, you're going to come on over here, you're going to grab yourself a red shield and a gold helmet, and then we're going to work our way to the middle. Also, I forgot to mention, make sure that you turn on your stat tracker, because what we are going to be practicing, dropping 20 kills in the range and dropping 4,000 damage. This doesn't seem like it's all that hard because we're fighting against bots, but you are not allowed to heal, meaning the longer that you stay in a bad fight, harder that the challenge is going to get as you get towards the end. We're going to set the shield level to whatever you want. Just for, show and tell today, I'm going to be putting it on rare. What I typically do is I put it on mythic. It is very hard on mythic. Then we are going to come on down to the spawning distance. Make sure that dynamic spawning is turned on, otherwise this will not work. And we're going to set the spawn to close. With close, what's going to happen is they're going to spawn pretty much right in your face. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the shooting from off to full combat. Now, as soon as you do this, you'll notice that they all start spawning directly in front of you. And the longer that you stay in this gunfight, the more that the dummies are going to start popping up and really start swarming around you and trying to kill you. Now, obviously, if I stay in this gunfight and I don't leave, they're just going to keep popping up. It's going to become overwhelming, and I'm going to take tons and tons and tons of damage. Obviously, if I'm taking non-stop damage, you know, I'm eventually going to end up dead. As you can see, I'm basically one shot and I'm not even halfway. I'm going to die. And I'm going to get fully reset. Even though I'm putting in tons and tons and tons of damage, I'm still only able to get to about 11 kills, 2,000 damage before I end up eventually dead. Now, if we want to fix this, we need to make sure that we are practicing and prioritizing keeping our health up by moving away out of these bad situations and controlling how hard we peak certain angles. So if I come all the way back here, now what I'm going to start practicing is doing my damage, bringing myself back to cover. I'm in the open. I don't want to accidentally get shot. Cover, cover, damage, cover, right? And as these dummies start working their way up, I'm making sure that I'm working my way back. I'm not going to keep myself in a situation that they can easily push me. I'm going to work my way to the outside of the fight so I'm not getting swarmed. And now that I'm here, I can get back to putting in damage. Make sure I'm pulling the corners of my cover. Now they're swarming. As I'm getting damage, I'm backing up and I'm forcing them to step out into the open. They're swarming, back up. Make sure that I'm putting in damage. Otherwise, they're just going to keep swarming. Now I want to try to hold them off here. Make sure that I'm constantly putting in my damage. Another guy spawned out. I don't want him to do lots of damage, so I need to make sure that I'm repositioning myself and getting ready for people to start pushing. As you can see, right, I've only taken a little bit of damage. Oh, now I'm starting to really get peppered. I've only taken a little bit of damage. I have near the same amount of damage and kills as I did that last round when I was basically one shot. Your goal is to make sure that you're constantly looking to be shooting your gun. And as players start pushing up and putting you from what was initially a good spot to now a bad spot, right? You need to make sure that you work your way out of that new bad situation and try to put yourself into a new good situation. You need to be practicing constantly looking to be the one shooting, back up, disengage, and then if you can be the one to re-engage, you're going to have the advantage of controlling where you come from, how you take that fight, you know, how much damage you take, how much you overextend. Right? And again, every time that you back off, if this guy wants to come to you, he has to come into the open, right? So backing off isn't a pussy move. It's a strategic move. It forces everyone to step out into the open where they're going to be vulnerable. I'm going to start forcing everyone to start coming to me. I'm going to force everyone to step out into the open. Maybe I can catch this guy here, right? And then off that damage, cool. Now I can go push him easily. Go back into cover, reset, look to re-engage. Now this is basically all you're going to be practicing when you are trying to build consistency in taking gunfights and playing your life. You should be able to drop 20 kills, 4,000 damage on common shields, right? And if that starts to get easy, work your way up, change it to blue shields, change it to purple, change it to red. And again, you're not allowed to heal. So by practicing always keeping your health up, but also always putting in damage, you're going to build a really strong fundamental skill of just being unkillable, which is really going to help you take these 1v1s, 1v2s, and especially these 1v3, you know, situations where you have to put in so much extra damage and you can't take any damage. Otherwise, they can just easily get on top of you. Again, practicing working your way out of a bad situation, forcing people to step into the open so that you can catch them and then back off again. That is how you win 1v1s, 1v2s, and 1v3s. Obviously, there's going to be moments where you just hit all your shots, and that's how you win it. But for the most part, you have to do it strategically. You have to do it mentally. It's a mental game. Now, with that being said, if you guys have any questions about Apex Legends, you can always ask me in the comment section. I'll do the best that I can to answer you. You can also message me on Discord or tweet at me on Twitter at Dorkstrict. Or if you're really interested, you can book a coaching session with me. If you're interested in booking a coaching session, the link will be in the description down below. Coaching starts at $25. And if you have a friend and you guys are wanting to learn together, you guys can book a class together and you guys can both save up to 20% off. Now, with that being said, that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to check out lots of the other guides that we have on this channel as well. We do live stream a lot of our coaching sessions. So if you're interested in checking one of those out, link, or not the link, but there'll be a playlist on my channel that you guys can go check out called Full Coaching Sessions. That's all for today. Hope you guys liked and enjoyed that video. You found it educational, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.